Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Warlord, and what you'll see is all of his skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, his skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Warlord. Here we go. And welcome to the skill slide. If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of his skills, on the far right hand side is all the specials that go with these skills, and the column charges is how many times you can use the skill, and then hits is how many times that skill will hit a creature or opponent, and then damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against a creature in the world, and damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And of course, you have the passive at the bottom. So just a few things to mention, and that is in the special section, you'll notice that the word super armor is colored in red, and that just means that is not applied in arena. Everywhere else in the game it works, but just not in arena. And on the left hand side for the skill upper hand, circle slash, and conduit, those are connected to the passive, and I'll get to what that all means in the PvP slide. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to this next slide, which is the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvE slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVE, from the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest. And the skill Immolation is your highest damaging skill. And just, I gotta say, looking at all this, he's a beast. I mean, 2 skills with over 2000% damage, that's not common. And then he's got the other 2 below that that are over 1000. And I guess, well, you can't make them completely OP, so Heavy Slam all the way down to Conduit is, it does damage. But when it comes to PvE, this is probably a guy you want when it comes to guild raids or something. Really do the damage needed to take down those bosses. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVP, from the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest. And the skill Circle Slash is your highest damaging skill. Now, what everyone always wants to know in PvP is, what is the skill that has super armor that I can use in the arena as well as outside the arena? And you have 2. And those are Backdraft and Upper Hand. However, Upper Hand doesn't seem to do as much damage as Backdraft does, unless maybe you have the passive active. But still, I don't know. It's your choice. This is more like a skill to do to get the super armor, and then be serious about damage after that. So what we're going to do is let's go ahead and talk about the passive now. And I'm just going to read what it says there. It says you sprint, evade, and use your skills to activate your passive for 20 seconds. The passive enhances the skills Upper Hand, Conduit, and Circle Slash. And I'm just going to read what it says after that. It will deactivate after using an enhanced skill. So the enhanced skills are the ones that are in blue that I just read: Upper Hand, Conduit, and Circle Slash. It decreases PvP damage received by 15% for 10 seconds. Increases damage to monsters by 15% for 10 seconds. And this is where I was saying how he'd be a beast in PvE with the guild bosses. Look at that. Passive active, and he gets 15% more to monsters. and he recovers 20 MP. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut to a video showing you what his passive looks like and in action, and all of these things that they're saying happening. So give me a moment to cue that up, and here we go. And here we are. There's a lot to show you in this video, so let's go ahead and start with the basics. Those three skills are upper hand, circle slash, and conduit. And that was just sprinting. That was the passive that was active, and using one of those deactivated it. And now we just did it again, and that is what your passive looks like to activate it. And then we turned it off. So to recall, using one of these three enhanced skills will turn off your passive immediately because it gives each one a buff. So this is just showing you what all three look like. So now let's go ahead, and these are skills that are not enhanced. So we're going to show you that evading will activate it, your passive. See, there we go. And they go by the Mississippi system. 20 Mississippis is usually how long it lasts. But as you can see, he's using other skills, and it's still with him. So as long as you don't use the ones that are in blue, then you'll be fine. See, just sprinting it came back. And that should do it. That's pretty much all there is to it. Just know that if you want to turn it off, use the enhanced skills. And yes, that will do it as well. Let's return. Here we go. And welcome back. So just to recap, all of your skills, sprinting or evading, will activate your passive. But just know that when you want to use the buff that comes with the passive for circle slash, conduit, or upper hand, the ones in blue, using them will activate the buff and deactivate the passive. But as you saw, really easy to get that passive back. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the skill combo slide. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo slide. So before we get started on how this works, let us tell you where you can find it. So when you're in the game and you bring up the menu, look over to the right and tap on skills. And when you're there, look towards the middle and go down, and you'll see a magnifying glass with a circle around it, and it will say the word skill combos next to it. You tap on that, and you're here. It'll be the list of skill combos. This is what Pearl Abyss has put together. If you are just like, I have no idea how to do combos with this character, this is a way to get you going and get you started. Over time, you'll develop what you like to do and what works best for you, but here's a good way to begin. So let us tell you how it works. On the left hand side is the skills in blue, and that's what you start with, and it chains into the options in gray on the right. So for example, at the very top left corner, backdraft, if you use that, you could chain it into crescent wave or circle slash. So those are your options. And just taking a look at this, there is a 4-hit combo that I want to show you. If you look at the bottom right corner where it says evasion, you start with that, go to backdraft, and then top left, from backdraft, you go to crescent wave, and then go 2 down from that to crescent wave, to your choice, circle slash or mayhem. And there is a 4-hit combo. So that is how this works. And like I said, over time you will develop how you like to fight with the Warlord, but for now, this is something that you should print out or have on a screen so you can practice these combos and just get really good. So take a moment to look at this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the slide enhancements. Here we go. And here we go, the enhancement slide. So if you're new to this slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of his skills. On the far right hand side is all of the branch damage connected to those skills, and in the center is the 4 columns. The first one, second, and fourth, I try to make things that help your warlord. The third column is things that happen to the creature or opponent you're fighting against when you use that enhancement. However, sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and it's just due to lack of space. So that's the general layout. Now, first thing I want to point out is that all of these enhancements need to be unlocked. If you don't know how to unlock it, then if you fight in Elion or Hadum, in Elion you just fight regular mobs and you'll get these skill books. And you learn the skill books. Now, if you're like, well, what do you mean by skill books? If you go to your skills page and you look at, say, Crescent Wave, and you see the 3 enhancements around the center of it, if there's a red number next to it, that means you need to ascend to a level for Crescent Wave to unlock that enhancement, and then you just pay silver and it's unlocked. But you get these skill books for Crescent Wave by fighting mobs in the world of Elion or in treasure chests in the world of Hadum. But it's random. There's no specific creature you fight just for Crescent Wave books. So be aware of that. And the other thing is Conduit. When you unlock the flow, the super armor for the flow does not work in arena. So if you're like, well, what do you mean by flow? A flow is another skill on top of the regular skill of conduit. So you'll be doing conduit damage and everything it says, and this flow damage on top of it. Think of it as a double layer cake. And this is why you want to unlock all these enhancements. So just be aware that the SA in backstep means that super armor for that particular one isn't applied in arena, and I'm actually going to explain backstep in a second here. Now if you look at the 4th column where it says upper hand, all the way over to the right where it says heal, the heal does not work in Path of Glory. Everywhere else when you unlock this, everywhere else when you use upper hand, he will heal himself for 95 hit points per hit. So I would probably prioritize that one to be unlocked as soon as you can. Very helpful. Now, backstep. What I want to do is I will have a video I want to show you about the difference for backstep and when you unlock the flow. So let me go ahead and cue that up and it'll make much more sense. Hold on, here we go. And here we are. So backstep just by itself is a one-hit thing. You know, he jumps back, hits. It's very nice. But if you tap on this right here, it's the flow called Spirit. It changes into a 14 hit. And it's on top of whenever you use backstep. So it replaces it. And it has all these wonderful things that go on top of it and with it. So what we're going to do now is, and of course, yes, super armor isn't applied in arena. That's what I was trying to tell you about that. So we'll activate it and notice the difference. This is the new backstep. So I would probably try to get that as soon as I could. Let's go ahead and return. Here we go. And welcome back. So take a moment to look at all these enhancements that you can unlock, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide called the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is like a baseball card. It is all of the slides you previously saw, all combined into one slide. And this is for all of you who are familiar with my character profile videos. If you see a character that you like or a new one that came out and you don't have much time, you can zip all the way to this section. You can print this out and just look at it when you have time, and then come back to this video and understand all the details. So let's go ahead and show you how this works. At the top is all of the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, all the ones highlighted in green. And to the right of that is something new. It's called immobilization. Anytime one of your skills stuns, knockdown, freeze, immobilize, anything that just immobilizes the creature or opponent you're fighting, it is listed here that you have one. In green or red you don't, and then how many. It looks like for Warlord, having all of the power that he does, it looks like something had to give, and it was his immobilizations. Many of them have like 2. Looks like they stuck him with 1, but everything he has immobilizes, so this is good. And if you're wondering, well, what do you mean? Well, let's take Crescent Wave. If you look down where the skills are, the next section below, and look at Crescent Wave and go all the way to the right, that skill does super armor, and it dazes on hit, and the daze is in the mobilization. So every single thing that he does has an immobilization. That's great. So below the skills is the enhancements you just got through seeing, and then the legend for what's not applied in Path of Glory or Arena. And then if you've been wondering what is forward guard and super armor all this time, then let's tell you what the definition is for each. Forward guard means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. Now, I don't think he has a forward guard in his specials, but the way that works is it's like a shield in front of you. If someone's attacking you, they don't do any damage as long as it's directly at you, but if they get behind you, then they'll do damage. So that's why people like forward guard. And then there is super armor. This means that incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. This is why everyone who does PvP makes sure they get their super armor in first, perform a few skills, and then refresh that super armor. We don't know how long the super armor lasts, but it never hurts to make sure that refreshing your super armor is in your rotation of skills. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, the music is going to change. We're going to move into a gameplay video where we show you what the Warlord can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. Before we get started, let's show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we are at, we're at Kron Castle entrance. And we're here, well, because they're 2519 CP, and we are 3131. He'll be fine. So the way this works is we will do this auto path right here, and we'll have him fight for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, at which time we'll go back to town, give our outro, and say thank you. So without further ado, I give you the class Warlord. Here we go. just about ready to head back to town. Get in a few more swings. There we go. So while the loading screen is coming up, allow me to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my videos, even the technical difficulty part of it, how embarrassing. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, let people know I'm always making more videos, and there's a lot more videos to do. I haven't even scratched the surface. So what we're going to do now is move the camera around and put our Warlord in a good pose or position so we could display him. And there we go. It's a little too close. Maybe zoom back out. That looks good. And let's go ahead, and you'll notice his wave is different than everyone else. Thank you very much. You all have a great day. Bye now.